will they be?
Yes. Whoever's on the phone, Jeff or Nicholas, could you just confirm you can hear us?
Yep, we got you. Right to have you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, great. Well, hello, everyone. I am Zola Stewart, so I'm the one that sends you out all those emails. And thank you for coming. I sent out the virtual meeting, so for anyone that's not able to be in attendance, they can log in virtually, but also there'll be a follow-up email that comes. And we're recording this session. It's the first one we recorded, but we're recording it, so we'll also send that out as well. I did get a bunch of emails and, people were concerned about missing it. So, I always encourage people to be here so that you can meet people face to face and do some networking, as well. But don't fear, because I'm always here. And you can always reach out to me. And so, I have Kelsey Ellis. She is our procurement manager. Aldona is the project manager for the Advocate Project, and I'm going to turn things over to them. At the end of the presentation is my contact information. I sent out enough emails, and I'm sure everybody knows how to reach me, but also I just want to kind of put it out there that if you've been coming to my outreach events, and if you have not been invited to bid, or you have been bidding and you haven't won any work, please use me as a resource, schedule some time with me, and I will, help make the connection. Figure out what that is.
Before we get started, if you are on the phone, could you please mute yourself? Obviously, if you have a question, you can chime in, but if you can mute yourself so we don't have background music, thank you.
Sorry, hi everyone, I'm Kelsey Ellis. As Zola said, I'm the procurement manager for Turner Chicago. Some of you may have known Gary Hill. He was my predecessor. He retired back in October, and so I have been in his shoes. So we'll go around the room real quick, just introduce ourselves, what company you're with, what scope, just so we can get an idea of who's in the room, and then we'll go around on the phone afterwards, and we'll call people out based on their names. And Aaron, if you could help with that. So, other than you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, Aldona Jones, project manager for Turner Construction.
Ann Moreno, engineer for Turner Construction.
Patrick Jones, Turner Construction. I'm Andrew Miller. I work for Turner Construction as a purchasing and procurement agent. So some of these upcoming packages, if you're interested in bidding, you'll likely be talking to me.
Peter Page with BlackRock Construction.
Chad Anderson, Jamerson Brown's Electrical. I'm one of the trade partners, and we release a bid packages for electrical.
Christian Dimitrescu with Scrub King for final cleaning.
Michael Perez with Continental Painting. We'll do paint and wall covering.
Matt Crawford, Hill Mechanical Plumbing, another one of the trade partners.
Rich Miller, Hill Mechanical HVAC Project Manager.
Gregory Bailey, South Park Construction Property Contractor, Carpentry Contractor.
You want to introduce yourself and your company?
Yes, Star Design Associates.
And then Colin Pultman, risk reward partner with Glass Solutions, risk reward partner, doing the exterior glazing on the project, always looking for partners, so.
Just go online. Phone? Yeah. Oh, if they can hear me. Jeff, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, Jeff Despain, Air Design Systems.
Nicholas? Eric?
Hi, Eric Orson with Lejeune Steel, and we're one of the trade partners as well.
Awesome. Rodney?
Rodney Thompson with Express Electric Supply. an MBE electrical supplier.
Robert?
Hi, Robert Brown, Signal 88 Security of Chicago Heights, Illinois, MBE and VBE certified.
Hugh? Hugh, did you want to introduce yourself and the company that you work for?
Yes, I do. I'm having some technical difficulties here. Hello?
We can hear you. Yep, we can hear you.
Yes, Hugh Cooper, owner and manager of Triple D Trucking, LLC. We specialize in transporting a lot of construction materials such as asphalt, clay, stone, dirt, to and from various art quarries, construction sites throughout.
Awesome. Do you want to introduce yourself and your company name? Just some housekeeping before we jump into the presentation. If you're on the phone, can you put your name and contact information in the chat so that we have a record of you as well? And then with that, I'll hand it off to Aldona to kick off the presentation.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Kelsey. So welcome everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come out here and listen to our to us present the Advocate projects and to show you what opportunities we have out here on this campus. Go to the next slide. The owner is Advocate Aurora Health. We are in an IPD environment, so it's integrated project delivery. And we have a partnership with design firms as well as risk reward partners, such as Chapman, myself, and Eric on the call, and Colin, as well as the Hill Group right there. So we have Turner's a general contractor. So there's scopes that we will be putting out on the street. We'll go through that list in 2 slides to give you an idea of what's coming up in the next month and projected through the end of the year, other scopes that are going to be out on the street. The design partnership that we have is Smith Group is the architect, civil, structural, and we have the electrical, which is the difference in engineering, and mechanical. And for risk reward partners, so we have Lejeune Steel, RG, drywall, and Glass Solutions, that's doing all the curtain wall. Hill Group is doing the fire protection, plumbing, and mechanical systems, and the Jamerson team is doing the electrical and mobile. Just to give you an idea where we are at, for those of you that are here in the room, obviously you arrived to this campus, so you kind of have an idea, actual 3D view out there, and you look at the window, but for those that are on the call, just give you a overview of the site. So hopefully you can see my cursor. So this is the CTA line. This is Wellington. We are right now, for those of us that are in the meeting in the room, we're sitting in this room this building right here. The project that we're discussing is the CAC West Expansion in Bed Tower. Over here on the Advocate campus. So if you kind of walked over and looked through, there's off of Nelson Street, that's where the project is.
See your cursor, so.
Oh, right here. Can you see it?
It won't show.
It won't show up. So we're here right now, right? Yep. So we're over here, for those of you that know, and then if you go over the campus and to where there's like little turnarounds here, the project's gonna be over here.
So we'll show a few slides down, we'll show the logistics plan for the site, just to give you even more of a deeper dive into what we're looking at for surroundings. So the project is a 344,000 square foot west expansion and a vertical expansion. So what we are actually, since the graphics in here, this is what the existing building is right now, right here. So we're going west and then we're going vertical. So there's the first floor in the west expansion. There's the art center and the other ORs. And then on the vertical portion, the roof level right now, which will become the 4th floor, is the mechanical space, penthouse. We'll also have some ORs. And then fifth floor is the burden center and NICU. Sixth floor continues with, ICU, med surgery, seventh med surgery, and eighth med surgery. So addition of about 216 patient rooms or so, a little over that. And then, and ninth floor is going to be the mechanical penthouse, space. The construction for the site is schedule is starting the third quarter of this year. And it's gonna go for 27 months, where it ends in the fourth quarter of 2024. So it's phase construction. So let me just go to the next slide to show you how that phase construction occurs. So the purple, light purple, is the west expansion, and the pink is the vertical. That's all phase one. And then we continue on after we turn it over, owner moves in, we move into the dark purple to finish construction on that. And that will start the first quarter of 2025 and completes in the second quarter of 2026. About a 14-month construction duration. Any questions? So just a few graphics. So even though we have this shown as a phase construction, the intent is that any of the packages that we are putting out on the street, we are bidding the full phase one and phase two. So the awards will be for the entire building. So this is just a view of the south elevation of rendering of what the building is going to look like at completion. And this is the north elevation showing the just continuation of the facade that's out there with the masonry and the metal panels and curtain wall system. So then just to give you an idea of what the site looks like logistically, I'm going to say it's a mess. In the sense it's very limited on space. So on the, So on the west expansion is this area right here, where it says west footprint. The overbuild is the remaining portion, that is the, also in orange. So for any access to the site, what we have is on the east side, this is north, is looking up. So east is this way. We are up against the existing building. On the north, we are against a residential street. On the west side, we are up against the CTA tracks. And on the south side, we're on Nelson, that's pretty much the access in and out for garages that are off of this street, as well as path of travel for anyone that's coming into Advocate campus, dropping somebody off at the ER entrance, main entrance, then pull out. See how tight of a site we have for this construction.
This is the main here, and then this is the garage,
And then there's
and then there's another garage right here. So all the blue arrows are path of travel for hospital visitors and patients. Vehicle traffic.
Yep, and then for our logistics of getting in and off of the site for construction, we would be coming off of, coming through Wellington. There's a Dayton Street over here. Then it converts into like a Nelson Alley. It would be entering the site over here, traveling west, then south, and then exiting out onto Nelson and Sheffield, as would be the access out off of the site. So things to consider as you're looking at this package when you're going to be bidding this project. When you're going to be bidding this project, is clearances. So one of them is the CTA, hauling, doing trucks and all that, and equipment that you're bringing in. We will have a tower crane on site. Tower crane is going to be here primarily for the steel erection. It's pretty red in here. And it's going to be here for through, I think it's like September timeframe. And after that, it goes away.
September
23.
23, yep.
23 next year. So that's an overview of the site. Any questions for anyone in the room or on the call? Okay, we'll move on to what bid packages and scopes that are available for anyone to bid on and coming up. So I'll turn it over to Kelsey.
Great, so I'll kick off the Turner scope, and then I'll let the risk reward partners talk a little bit about their packages that are coming up, which will be on the next slide. So we have some GRs coming up, in July, some scaffold canopy, field trailers, bathroom trailer, hoisting, elevator, that's for the temp hoist on the outside of the building. For the interior packages, that's gonna come out probably towards the end of August. So we're looking at ornamental metals, rough carpentry, general trades, millwork, doors, frames, and hardware, supply and install. Yes. Specialty doors, fire facing, and site concrete. We can also send this out to you so you get a copy of it as well. Show up well. And then beginning to mid of October, we're looking at some of the finish and final site packages to be released. So there's metals, unistrut, lockers, toilet accessories, cubicle curtains, window treatments, wall protection, flooring of a various amount, interior glazing and painting. And then the final landscaping and irrigation package will come out probably beginning of 2022 as of right now. Where is that? So let's go around and then we'll go to you on the.
Sure, Chad Anderson, so, Jefferson Electrical, so obviously, all the typical electrical equipment and installation, we'd be subcontracting, or as much as we can. Voice data, one trick I'll mention, voice data, it's a SystemX vendor only on site, so that can be a bit tricky, but we can maybe ask one of the local subs to subcontract. Nurse call sound paging is also sole source. Rollins may be difficult too, but again, there might be an opportunity there to subcontract. Same with security access controls, a sole source vendor, and rigging.
We did have a question come through related to that. If there is any private security services needed.
So I did hear, I heard that there was a security vendor, and so I guess maybe, can we ask, is it okay to ask a question of what do you mean by private security, I guess?
Is it site security?
Hey, Robert, did you want to clarify or what you meant by private security services?
Yes, like roving patrol, construction site.
Okay, so that would be under a different scope then. So mine is specific for the installation of security access control devices.
So Robert, to answer your question, that scope is going to be provided by the hospital since we're on an active advocate campus right now. So they already have site security on site that will be monitoring the job site for us. If that changes, we'll definitely let you know.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah, then please reach out if you can.
So I don't know which one is that.
For plumbing, excavation, so that would include any spoil removal, stone backfill, for the expansion part of the project. Equipment on this job, sumps, ejector pumps, thermostatic fixing valves, we're reusing the booster in the domestic water heater, but are upgrading the systems with the mixing valve and return pumps. Furnish and installation of plumbing fixtures, also pipe valves and fittings. Subcontractors direct to do insulation, fire stopping, coring. So those will be complete packages as we continue to develop the drawings for the job.
For the mechanical standpoint, we're going out to bid, obviously, for a wide variety of equipment from our vendors, terminal units, hydronic equipment, medical gas equipment, and so on and so forth. But for the trade packages that we're looking for assistance with would be in terms of the installation of mechanical ductwork and piping, fire stopping, and then also MBE, WBE partners to assist with the installation of all the equipment above. So for ductwork, terminal units, VAV boxes, air handling units, fans, ductwork installation. Same thing on the piping, mechanical piping side, hydronic, hot water, chilled water, steam, pumps, tanks, etc. And then also looking at different crane vendors towards the end of this year.
And then on Glass Solutions end, primary package coming out in September is pretty much our exterior doors. We include some automatic sliders, along with some other like swing doors.
There's someone from Lejeune on as well.
Eric's on the call.
Eric.
Hi, yeah, Eric with Lejeune Steel. We're a steel fabricator. And we are still bidding out the egress exit stairs and some other railings around the site. We also may have some small steel erection packages as well to still bid out.
Sure. One other referral partner who's not here on the slide is RV Construction. They're doing the drywall and exterior framing for the job. They will have some packages that'll come out at a later date. So if you're interested in that, just stay tuned, stay in touch with Zola and ourselves, and we'll make sure to keep you guys on the list for that.
And then Hillfire.
Oh.
Hillfire.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think also, but for fire protection, the fire pumps would be coming out for on the street for bid. Yeah, that's.
The project requirements that we have, for the job, so we have some modular construction requirements, 40%. Looking at prefabrication, modularization, offsite fabrication, all count towards that 40% of the job. So, we're looking for, creative ways to help hit that goal. This job is LEED Silver certified. And then we also have our, diverse participation of 35%. That's a mix of city requirements and advocates' goals. So it's 26 and 6 for city, and then 27, sorry, it's been a minute since I've done this project. I handle too many projects.
The city requirements are also that it should have to be 50% Chicago city residents on site. We don't have a ward requirements, but it's city. That means anyone that lives within the zip code of the city of Chicago.
Oh, the document. I just realized that. Clearly, I'm thriving today. Because this is a hospital job, we do require all employees to have a COVID vaccine, the flu shot, and then the Tdap shot. That is an advocate campus requirement. The COVID shot.
Right now, I'm just going to add to that. The COVID shot is the 2-shot series. Booster, I don't think it's been a requirement yet, but I have a feeling it's going to be something that's going to be coming down the pipeline as well. Flu shot is seasonal, so if any of your work is occurring between the month of October and March, that's when, if you have employees on site, they would have vaccination as well.
And then parking, that's always a hot topic for these shops. So there's no street parking. We are in a residential area. There will be some designated spots that we're working through with the hospital right now, to be able to provide parking for the workers on site. We don't have a firm answer just yet. That's something we're working on, and we'll keep you guys posted on where those areas would be.
There's several locations that we're evaluating. There's a site that we've already secured, potentially a garage over here. And then, once we reach capacity with, workforce on site, there might be other locations probably within half a mile or so that are existing garages that would be utilized for that, for parking.
So how to next steps, contact information. On the bottom half of the slide here, you'll have the contact information for our risk reward partners. Again, we'll send out this slide deck for you guys so you have access to their emails. For our pre-qualification process, I'll be honest, we are going through a revamp of our pre-qual process. So if you don't already have Internet Explorer downloaded on your computer, don't stress about it. We're getting a new system hopefully in the summer, since Internet Explorer does not exist anymore. But if you do, and you're looking to be a first-tier subcontractor for us, go ahead and go to this website, click on becoming a subcontractor. It's in a light gray, small font on the top of your screen, and then go through the pre-qual process. If you have questions about the pre-qual, or if you're unsure if you should fill one out, don't hesitate to reach out to myself and Zola. We'll assist with fielding some questions. And we can definitely get you kind of through a paper pre-qual process in the meantime while our system is being revamped. So with that, that's the end of our presentation. Do you guys have any questions or anything?
On the call, with questions?
Are the vaccination requirements required for suppliers who be making deliveries on the site as well?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. I know it's changed so much. Is that in if they're updates. getting out of their car, out of the truck? If they probably are not getting out of their truck, then probably not, but, so. That's one that is very hard to control.
So I would
Get random deliveries and, yeah.
I err on the side of caution and say yes. If it's something where you're successful and you have some questions, we can always work through that and keep you updated as things evolve on the job.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
This is Zola Stewart again. If there is anyone in the room or anyone that's on the call that has not registered, you can still register for me because I'm going to be sending out some follow-up information. And one of the pieces of information, does have our risk reward partners, bid opportunities that'll be coming up and so forth. But I can only send that to people that have registered and I have their contact information. So if someone received it through a forward or something like that and you didn't register, please go on there and register so that you can get it directly. That is all that I have.
Another question?
Yes, there was a question on if we would be sharing info about the people joining this meeting for networking opportunities. I mentioned that some contacts were put in the chat with their contact information, and our risk reward emails were on the last slide, if anybody wants to.
In response to that question, we always send out the list of contact information for everyone so that you can network. So yes, that will be in the follow-up email.
And that was it.
So that follow-up email will go out tomorrow, so look forward to it.
Yeah, I know this is the prime architect. Are there any opportunities on the design side? I mean, I know that especially in a phase 2-year project, things still are in the design, the development stage. And so that's what I'm here for.
I don't know if there might be opportunities for this portion, but there's future renovation projects and construction of this one that there possibly are.
Sure. Give me the contact information, I can forward it on to Smith Group and let them
Reach out to you.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we've experienced is, I'm a WCC certified, through County and City of Chicago, and we get a lot of information on the building and fabrication side, but a lot of times the front end, the plant design and planning is already set. I mean, we've got things for snow removal, all sorts of, so I'm trying to connect, that's why I came here to connect with some of the, the players that are networked with, the design side too.
Talk on the phone?
Sorry?
Talk on the phone?
Yes.
Thank you. I did forget your question. Thank you. I'm not sure that you were here.
Yeah, we'll definitely put you in touch with Smith Group. If there's not any opportunities on this job, at least you'll have the contact for future. And then we can also follow up with, some of our other architects that we've worked with in the past and forward along their information, so.
Is it just architecture, or you do engineering services as well, or just architecture?
Actually, commercial interiors.
Commercial interiors, okay.
And actually, the state of Illinois has just, Governor Pritzker has just signed into law that, non-load-bearing commercial interiors practitioners are, permitted to sign and seal documents that are not load-bearing. So, which is something we've been working on for a long time.
Any other questions? Everyone on the phone? Good. Well, thanks everyone for joining. We'll give you back 30 minutes of your day. And those who are running into the ground and be available for questions if you didn't want to ask about your